Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Ross Sr., and this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. Listen, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world, especially those right here in our own backyard, North Carolina. Stand up. Winston-Salem, Greensboro, Charlotte, the Queen City, Durham, North Carolina, the Bull Town, Raleigh, Chapel Hill, and surrounding areas. Boardman, North Carolina. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening, and everywhere else. Washington, D.C., stand up. Everybody that's listening all over, thank you so much for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast. And today, on this edition of the Ross Cloud Podcast, we like to call this our African Connection, where my co-host with the mostest, Mr. Femi Ashinoa, he gives us some great history facts that are coming from Africa, North Carolina. What's up, Femi?
What's going on, my brother?
Hey, man, I can't call it, man.
What's going on?
It's good to see you, too, man.
You too, bro. You too.
This is your time of peace right now, brother.
Yes, sir.
We all need it from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
Sir. I like to give a shout out to all the Africans that are listening, not just all the Africans, also everybody that's just being so supportive, supportive of this program, of this platform that we've been on a journey with. So I'll just like to take this time just to thank everybody. Mo kàn fẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa lórí ètò Ross Cloud Podcast. So ẹ ṣeun fún gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ́ ìròyìn wa. So ní àsìkò yìí mo kàn fẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa, gbogbo ẹ̀yin Nigerians mi. So just thank everybody, all my Nigerians, Togo, Ghana, Senegal, everybody, and all surrounding, areas in Africa, South, East, West, North Africa. I'd like to thank everybody.
Yeah, right on.
And in today's platform, today I'm going to talk about a guy by the name of Tony Allen. Tony Allen he's a music genius. He's a drummer. He used to play for Fela Kuti back in the late 70s, early 80s. You could always look him up. Tony he's Yoruba. He's from Lagos, Nigeria. So Tony Oladipo Allen is a Nigerian drummer, composer, and songwriter who's currently lives and works in Paris. His career and life story has been documented in his 2013 autobiography, Tony Allen, Master Drummer of Afrobeats, co-written and other musician Michael E. Ville, who previously wrote a comprehensive biography of Fela Kuti. As drummer and musical director of Fela Anikulapo Kuti's band Afro 70s from 1968 to 1979. Allen was one of the primary co-founders of the grain of Afrobeat music. Fela was once stated that without Tony Allen, there would be no Afrobeats. He has also been described by Brian Eno as perhaps the greatest drummer who has ever lived. So Tony Oladipo Allen is one of the greats. He's still here. And he's a legend. He's a pioneer. He's a legend. Yeah. Those African drums. Yeah. Oh, he was good at it. Sir. He put the twist in Afrobeats. So
I got you.
Yeah. So he's really well known.
So he would be considered somebody who was kind of like an architect. to Afro beats.
Right.
you.
Right.
Bring it- one of them.
those drum beats that the Africans they'll have on,
Yeah.
they'll hold on their hands
Yes.
and they'll beat.
Yes. Yeah,
He
gotcha.
was one of those that was one of the founders and one of the creators of those kind of drums. He was a drummer, and and also he wrote a lot of songs, and he worked like I said, he worked with Fela Kuti, which I will talk about later on.
Okay, cool. I
later
see
on,
something
so.
on here where it says Afro beat to Afro funk.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
he was a man.
Mm-hmm. And now they call it Afro beats. Back in our days, it's Akpala music or
Okay.
or
Thank you for that,
those
Femi. Yeah.
Fuji garbage, So
Okay,
but they twisted now into Afro beats.
I love it, man.
But
I love it. Thank you for that
yeah.
for
Oh,
that history moment,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I got
yeah.
goosebumps when you said that, brother. Yes, sir. The
Yes,
motherland,
sir. Yes,
baby.
sir. Yes, sir.
I absolutely
Yes,
love
sir.
it. Listen,
So-
I hope you guys are getting something from, we're going to try to keep this going every Thursday, where Femi brings you, some history facts about African history, real African history.
Right.
And so you guys can kind of get a sense of what's, who's who.
Right.
This is a big world, and sometimes we don't know everybody or some of the great things that are happening in this whole world. Only thing sometimes we're concerned about is what's happening in our neck of the woods, and that's fine.
Right.
But why not go on a mental and a mental journey with somebody that says, "Hey, listen, this is what's happening in Africa.
Right.
This is why you're able to enjoy this music because of this gentleman right here. Because if you don't like Afro beats, something wrong."
Yeah. Those one of the forefathers of drums when it comes to drums. Like
Got you.
Now you can see that they got the twists and turns on it with all the drums and all the Afro beats. Now so it's a great thing.
I love it.
And it's a big thing when it comes to African music.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a big. He's a big deal too.
It's just so many. So his name is Tony Allen. So if you wanna look him up and read more about him, just check him out.
Yeah, thank you, Femi, for that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah.
So listen, in case you've been following the news, I'm sure everybody's been following the news. Once again, today we've talked about this a million times, Femi.
Yes, we have.
And we're going to keep talking about it. We know it's probably like not the most popular thing that people want to hear about, but it's the truth. And one thing we pride ourselves on here is try to be as transparent as we can be without divulging of too much information, but also, giving people something to just think about, just to prick your conscience a little bit and possibly bring some change into this world with our little small corner in the world right here in Greensboro, North Carolina. So listen, we're going to continue to talk about it because once again, we have another falling hip hop artist. We all know him as Takeoff. His real name is Kari Ball. Kari Ball, I think. I hope I pronounced that right. Forgive me. And condolences to his family, to the Migos, and just everybody that's a part of their camp. This right here is becoming the new norm, Femi, for what we see, and it shouldn't be. As crazy as that sound, and back in the day, do you remember when you remember the song Self-Destruction? You're headed for self-destruction.
Yeah.
That song was so powerful. That song is for today too.
Yes. It's forever.
Man, KRS-One, Just Ice. It was a bunch of artists that came together.
Right.
And I'll be honest,
D.
Chuck D,
Right.
it needs to happen again.
Yeah, it does.
We need to keep screaming it. Now guns and violence are the way that it's the way that this world moves. It's the way that this world operates. It's the way that this world does things. And again, I'm not against gun ownership because you need it just to protect yourself.
Right.
The problem is you got people with itchy fingers. I always like to say those are the people who can't fight. Because the first thing you want to do is pick up a gun. At least if you scrap it out or you fight it out, at least you get to live and talk about it.
Right.
Just this killing over senseless things.
Right.
Everybody's making money. Everybody's doing good. Why are we still killing each other and hating each other? I don't understand it. Again, we always talk about, I think all of us probably echo the same thing, Femi, whenever we're like, man, we living in the last days. And people don't want to acknowledge that. But, man, pick up that book. Just pick the book up and read Revelations. Even if you don't believe, it's a guide. And it's not the only thing that we've heard. You can see it in the Quran. You can see it in the Bible. You can see it in most religious readings when they talk about Armageddon, basically, Revelations, Armageddon, the end times, end of the world, wars, rumors of wars, parents and kids fighting amongst each other, family fighting amongst each other. We don't want to acknowledge none of that stuff. But the truth is right in front of our face. We don't even know the seasons.
Right.
You don't even know if it's going to snow tomorrow.
Right.
So the seasons we call it global warming.
Right.
And we acknowledge that.
Right.
We acknowledge that it's science, but we also acknowledge the fact that Revelations speaks on this.
Right.
Look what's happening in North Korea.
Talk about it, bro.
Come on, brother. Look what's happening in
Russia.
in Russia. They sending bombs over there, threats.
Right.
They playing with people's lives,
Right.
bro. So here we are now.
Yeah,
We're killing each other.
In the land of the free.
So-called.
That's what it's so-called.
That's what it's so-called, brother. But look at what we got happening out here.
Right. And it's sad. Like, it's sad. We was just here like a month ago.
Talking
about this. And we, like my brother said.
We're still talking about it.
We're going to continue to talk about this until people get the message.
Yeah.
It's something that we have to continue talking about.
Because nothing's changing.
Nope. And, it's sad that.
Man, we need to pray too.
It's our own.
Yeah, it's our own.
Every time we always want to blame, it's the white man. It's the white man. It was this the white man now?
No, this wasn't the white man right here. This is us doing it to each other.
PNB Rock. Was that the white man?
Yeah. We gotta love each other.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Nipsey
Hussle. Was that the white man? So we have to stop all this,
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting crazy and crazy.
It's getting weird out here, bro.
It is.
It's getting weird. You mean to tell me all of us, and I mean this from the heart. You mean to tell me the objective is to get rich and kill each other? Is that what we're supposed to do? Argue amongst each other? Be mad at each other, hold grudges, and be jealous? Have the crab in the bucket mentality? Why do we have to be that way? And he wasn't even a target.
He wasn't.
That's what's
bothering me.
That's what's bothering me. Like, dude, and of course you hear so many rumors. None of us really know.
No, right.
The media gives us, and we're considered media too.
Right.
But I refuse to really speak too much on it because number one, I'm not in the streets. I ain't riding in the streets. I don't know nothing about what went down.
Right.
But I will say this: it's sad.
It is
28 years old, Femi, and they're getting younger and younger.
Right.
The violence is becoming. There's a fascination, and these guns have become the thing. Like, oh my God, it's that sense of power. Now, here's the thing. I get it. the first time I ever shot a gun, I was a young boy. And my stepfather at the time, he lived in the country down in Cairo, Georgia. And God rest his soul. He was a good man. And
militant?
Yeah, he was in the military.
Okay.
He sure was. He passed away. Good man. And the first time I ever shot a shotgun, he showed me how to shoot a shotgun, but he showed me the proper way.
Right.
He explained to me that, hey, this thing can hurt you.
Right.
This is not to kill a person.
Right.
All right? That was the first thing.
Right.
He said, now, when you get a little bit, yeah, he educated me about the weapon.
Right.
He did. He taught me how to hold the weapon while I was aiming it. You know, he said, don't ever aim it at anybody.
Right.
Hold it down to the ground or hold it up in the air.
Right.
Don't hold it, hold the thing down.
Right. Right.
It was always safety.
Right.
You know, if you're pointing down range, you're pointing down range.
Right.
Don't point nowhere else but down range.
Right.
So I just think education, and then when I went to the military, I learned how to, of course, shoot a weapon, clean it, understand that if you don't clean the firing pin, if you don't clean out the soot and stuff out of then you're going to have an issue. It's going to jam up on you, and it can misfire, backfire on you and hurt you. You know, so I just think, but what I was making a reference to was the power that you feel. There is a sense of, whew.
Right.
Oh, man.
Right.
Oh, my God. It's an adrenaline rush.
Right.
To know that you have something as powerful as that, you can take a human life.
Oh, yeah.
And for some people, they probably feel like, hey, I'm God today.
Right.
I'm going to take your life today. Today, you're going to meet your maker. Pop, pop. It's sad.
It is.
But it's true. You piss me off. You don't deserve to be here. You deserve to die. Pop, pop. And that's just such a bad attitude and a bad way to think that now we have to worry about ops. What?
Yeah.
All the time I heard that was in the military. Now ops.
You're my op. Oh, those ops.
We got to duck and dive our ops. Well, what are you doing in the street to make you dodge your ops?
Right.
But again, I think a lot of this is fueled off of jealousy, envy, crab in the bucket mentality.
Right.
And on the flip side of that, I understand that. I understand not the jealousy part, but I understand the sense of power that you feel. Because I was young once.
Right. We were all.
Yeah, we all was young once. And I'll be the first to tell you, I got a gun charge. So I think that as we get older, when we get wiser, thank God it got dropped, though. Thank God all of that got dropped, right?
So a couple of times, I had my gun taken away.
There you go. I mean, we're not being hypocritical or judging, but what we are saying is, hey, man, this stuff got to stop.
It does.
It's got to stop.
Especially when you see it every day.
You see it every day, bro.
And sometimes you talk about these things amongst each other, but you still go out there and do something crazy. That's the sad. Now, like you said earlier, I'm not against,
no ownership.
Ownership or you protecting yourself.
Oh, not at all. I'm not against that either.
But if you arguing about, let's say, a dice game, or you arguing about whose football team is, you're not even on their team, and you're not even playing for these, and you arguing, you getting mad over something, and at the end of the day, you have to result in violent.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't be that way.
It really shouldn't.
You should just, I've seen two people go at it.
Yeah.
And then they became best friends.
I've seen fist fights. We both know people when we were in high school that fought a lot. But they are the best of friends today. And they alive to talk about it.
Yes. They joke about it. They talk, But now this man has nothing to do with what went down.
Yeah.
He was just a bystander.
Bystander.
And from his own people.
Trigger happy.
His own people.
I don't know the whole story. Maybe you do. I don't know details.
Well,
I don't know details.
I don't quote me.
Sure.
From what I've been hearing is it was an event that happened at a bowling alley where they went bowling, and then right after that bowling alley was over, they had a private party. It was a private party.
Okay, gotcha.
Which was like 40 people. I guess was just like friends, some of their friends or whatnot. So from what I heard, I'm not accurate, and I don't want nobody to quote me on this.
Correct.
Was they was arguing about a football. And you know how people are so competitive. Competitiveness of them arguing about football, and then once they were rolling dice or whatever,
things can get heated because you got money on the line.
Yeah, so
and people don't like to lose,
right? So people was getting mad, and then. You know how it is, like when you lose and then you start talking about, that's why your team losing, and then
you start talking junk.
Start talking junk.
Get a little chippy in there, bro.
And then people just start. I mean, so what?
If you lost, you lost.
Yeah, so what?
Pay the money and be done.
Yeah, so what?
It's just unfortunate that we can't have mature conversations. Mature debates. Now, of course, as we've gotten older, we learned that we have our opinions, and it's okay for us to have our own opinions. It's okay for us to debate and conversate about things that we agree or disagree. But at the end of the day, you're still my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you because you feel the way you feel.
Right.
But let's go home peacefully, though. Let's go home alive.
Right.
It's okay if I lost.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying it's okay, but don't kill nobody because or like I said,
feeling some type of way.
Or listen, man, talking junk is the norm in our community. Right. We talk junk about everything is a competitive.
Right.
Everything about us, we like to be competitive, and I think that's across the board with humans.
Right.
So I don't want to just say it's just us, but we'll say across the board, everybody wants to say, "Well, I'm better than this. I can do this. I'm the best. I'm the best." But let's not get out of hand with it.
Right.
Let's be mature about it. Let's be calm about it. Let's not get angry.
But see, Chris,
what? Let me say this: it's okay to get angry. Just don't kill nobody. Right. I understand.
But see, this the thing. This another thing that I didn't quite get. How did these guys get these firearms?
Well, see, that's the other part, and I think that's where
how.
That's the other part where
y'all playing.
Go ahead.
Y'all bowling, and then you go. What you bring your gun into? To a bowling alley,
right? and see, I guess that would be the other question, and then I could understand where we have our leaders in our communities. The first thing they say is, we got to get these guns out the hands of our kids, and the first thing we often say, how are these guns getting in our community? Well, you know how they get into our community.
Yeah,
it's big business. It's money. And if you got the money, you can get whatever you want. Guns ain't going nowhere. Guns are not going anywhere, Femi.
Let me read something. Let me read this.
Sure.
An employee told police an argument took place after the party ended when a large group of people gathered at the front door area outside of the building, which led to the shooting. At least 40 people were at the scene at the time of the shooting. A lot of people that were there fled the scene and did not stick around to give a statement.
Wow.
Finder identified the deceased man as Takeoff of the rap group Migos. I got my call from Houston, and outside of the Houston, and everyone spoke of what a great young man he is, how peaceful he is, what a great artist he is, Fina said. later adding that Takeoff was very well respected and non-violent.
Wow. And where'd you get that from again, Femi?
This was
what's that website so the folks can go and read at their leisure?
Let's see. It's on the CNN.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, CNN website.
Got you. Yeah, right. Yeah, man. So it's sad. It's unfortunate that this incident is happening. We see it keep happening, and condolences to all of the family members.
Condolences.
I mean, Quavo, and
Setoff.
Yeah, it's
Cardi B and just
it's a lot that's it's a lot that's going. It's just a bad situation.
Yeah, it is.
Nipsey Hussle passed away. We got so many.
Talking about R&B rock.
PNB Rock.
PNB. My fault.
No. You good.
PNB Rock. We were just
talking about
that.
Pop Smoke passed
right.
away. It's. I
mean, the list goes
on and on
and on.
Yeah, we got a lot of our young men are dying by the hands of these guns, and we're not even going to talk about the mass shootings that continue to happen.
Right.
That mass shooting we talked about in Chicago, where people were just at a vigil,
right,
and those kids lost. Those people lost their lives. That's just like the mass shooting at the elementary school that happened. It
just goes on and on.
And
the funny thing is, like, they just had the BET Awards where this guy by the name of Badass, he had to perform, and in his performance, he was naming all the people that passed away, from gun violence, and the people that
wasn't it?
It was a lot. He went all the way back from Tupac, Biggie, Big L, all this rappers, man.
Oh, man. It's sad,
I thought the objective was to make it out.
To make it out. To live a good life,
right?
Yeah, create wealth for the next generation, and your kids, your family, whatever,
right?
But
talk about the struggles,
and talk about and also
you've made it out,
and help people get out,
right? The way that
you got out,
right?
Give some game to somebody else and say, hey, listen, if you got $50 or you got $100. I can show you how to turn that $100 into millions.
Right.
I mean, whatever it is,
right.
And it says right here, Femi, it says, listen to this. Each day, 12 children die from gun violence in America. Each day. And that number probably has gone up. That number it goes up probably daily. I'm looking at these stats here, man, and they are just astounding at these statistics, man. In November, listen to this. In November 3rd, to be exact, Femi, this is a gun violence archive for 2022. Evidence based on research since 2013. So, total number of gun violent deaths, all causes, 37,346 in the month of November. The total number of injuries from gun violence, these are mass shootings, 33,331. The number of children aged 0 to 11 killed, 274 killed. Injured, 609. The number of teens from 12 to 17, listen to this number, killed, 1,142. Injured, 3,204. Officer involvement, killed, 62. Officer killed or injured, 297. Officer involved incident, killed, 1,166. Suspect killed or injured, 735. Defensive use, unintentional shooting, 1,333. Murder, suicide incidents, 564. And now this is from 2000. This is crazy. Those are numbers just for 2022, though. That's not including, when I look at this chart right here, these archives from 2014 to 2020. But Femi, how many of these, how many of these are unaccounted for? How many deaths are unaccounted for? How many shootings have not even been accounted for, and they just dead in the grave or dead in the ground? Don't nobody know. You know what I'm saying? How many of this, how many of these are, it's wild.
It's crazy.
November,
it's crazy.
That's November 3rd, 2022 archives. This is insane.
A year ago in November, King Von.
Another one.
Yep. That passed in November.
Yep.
I mean, it's getting crazy and crazy.
It's getting
man.
crazy and crazy. And the thing is, like we said before, I know everybody, we have the Second Amendment, which gives us right to bear arms. We understand that. You have the right to legally bear arms. They're yours. We get all of that. But again, I still think it needs to be it needs to be controlled a little bit better. And there needs to be quite a bit of teaching on how to use a weapon, how to use it, how to clean it, how to disarm it, how to put it up, make it safe. Understanding what the purpose of you having a weapon is for. It's not to mismanage or use whenever you get angry in an impulsive moment because you mad and you decide, well, today I'm gonna kill somebody today, because we're dealing with all kind of psychological things, and those things have to be managed. Those things have to be looked at. It's just not good, bro.
It is not. It's not at all.
And we have to continue to, as much as folks don't want to talk about the issues at hand, we're killing each other left and right. And now it's not just a black thing now.
Oh, no.
It's a human thing.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It
is.
We're mortal.
Yes.
So you can die.
I mean,
you're not a god.
No.
You can die, bruh. If somebody shoots you and they hit you in the right place, you can die.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we hear of people living through horrific gunshot wounds. We know of some that are popular.
Oh, yeah.
But we also know that was the grace of God on their life to give them a second chance.
Oh, yeah.
And what you do with your second chance is so important. Either you're paralyzed or you're dead. One of the two. So right now, we still have what they call, I think now they call it drill music. That music scared me, bruh. I don't understand it. This is different. This is a different lane. Hip hop now it's going in a whole nother lane. It's not supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be for entertainment purposes and to capitalize on creating wealth. We all understand that. But now what's happening is it is coming into our neighborhoods and everything, because a lot of rap artists are just telling their stories. They're storytellers. They're street storytellers. Street poets. If we want to put it in that way, that's what they are. And they're great stories to listen to. But that's just what they are, stories. Now it's become, they really live in that life.
Well, some of them are creating that.
Now, some of them are creating that narrative.
Just to say, I was in the streets. I was doing this. I was doing that. So they could have something to talk about.
Oh yeah, and then you have those that are really about that life, and they talking about it, and you can literally feel it in the music. And so what happens is, it resonates in our community, and it's loud. And they believe every word. And unfortunately, hip hop artists, they have a lot of influence. And if that influence is not used correctly, then what we can have is a problem. So again, we have to do our part. I mean, what you said, though. You said it starts at home.
It does.
We have to tell our kids, yo, this right here, you can get killed out here in these streets. Now, don't do what they say. Don't do what they telling you to do. Here's the thing. I try not to be hypocritical because, listen, we listen to hip hop music, baby.
Yes.
I'm still a big fan of it. Don't get me wrong. I still have my favorite hip hop artists. I love Drake.
Yes.
I love certain hip hop artists.
Right.
And there were certain hip hop artists that I really enjoyed, but when I listen to the music, I'm like, man, if you have an impressionable mind, these are impressionable minds. Our young people are very impressionable. If your mind is not there yet, and you're not wise and you foolish, you're going to believe everything that's happening on there. And again, some of those guys are really living that life.
Right.
Now, if you don't live that life, please, my Lord, please don't go out there and do that, because them guns, if that bullet hit you, it's going to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And either you're going to die or paralyzed.
Oh, yeah.
One of the two.
Depending on where it goes. It goes in and comes out.
Man,
or if it just gets stuck with one of them.
Lord, yes, man. So stop the violence.
Yes,
stop the violence.
Please.
Put the guns down.
Put it down.
Man, we love y'all, man.
Gosh.
And, hip hop has, gives a huge contribution to our world.
Right.
I mean, when I think about the old school rappers and I look at the wealth that these young men have now, it's astounding. It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
I'm not even going to front. It's a beautiful thing to see these young men come from nothing to now the places where they're coming from nothing, and they're buying up land.
Right.
And in the cities that they grew up in.
Right.
And establishing themselves as businessmen.
Right.
So it has its good parts. It has its good points.
Right.
I'm glad to see them generating wealth.
Right.
The problem I have is, I think when you mix the two, streets and business, they just can't mix, because you speak two different languages.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can turn it into business and learn to convey whatever you need to convey in a mature way and communicate.
Right.
Communicate. If you're mad at somebody, talk about it.
It's just a conversation.
It's just a conversation. Why, man? What happened, man? Why you mad, man?
Right.
But the first thing, man, you trying to play me. I'm not trying to play you, bro. Or if you are trying to play somebody, just apologize. Say, my bad, bro.
Right.
My bad. Keep the money.
Right.
But pride. Don't want to look soft. Don't want to look like a punk.
Right.
Don't want to look, I'm hard.
They gonna think I'm this. They gonna think I'm that.
I'm soft. No,
right. No.
Man, you get to live, bro.
Right.
You get to live. For the sake of not dying, just eat that. Take a L and walk away. But guess what? You still got your life. The same way you lost that, you can get it back.
Right.
But you get to live to see another day.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
yes.
Listen, I hope we've said something on today that can help you become better. Listen, I'm going to say it. If nobody else said it, and I know Femi agrees with me on this, man. We love you. We love you, black people. I love y'all. We got to stop the violence and put the guns down.
Right.
Please put the guns down.
Yes.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace up.
Yes, sir. Yes,
peace
sir.
Up, guns down.
Yes, peace up, guns down.
Yes.
Peace up, guns down, y'all.
Yes.
Oh, boy. I'm so tired of having this conversation.
I know.
Boy.
It's a very, very serious thing.
It is a serious thing. It's sad. I actually, keeping it 100 with you, man, I actually shed a tear. And I don't know him personally, but all I saw was that beautiful black skin. My beautiful brother who's doing something great for his life, for his family.
Right.
He's created wealth for his family.
Right.
And just doing some amazing things, and to see it crumble over foolishness. We've got to wisen up as a people. We've got to do better as a people. And it starts with us. So listen, this is the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Ross Sr.
I'm Femi Oshinola.
Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace up. Guns down.
Yes.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.